Today, I completed the hardest challenge in Hollow Knight Silksong ever. I have to beat the game without getting hit a single time. Now, obviously, if I do get hit, I have to restart the entirety of the run, which happens a lot. So kick back, relax, and stick around to watch me suffer.
Bruh.
Now, I obviously put on the One Mask and Steel Soul challenge just because this is a no-hit run, and it gives me more stress. Now, we have to be extremely careful in this challenge, guys. This is not an ordinary challenge like no death run, no this run. No, this is a no-hit run. I cannot get hit a single time. So obviously, we made our way through Moss Grotto. We dodged all these enemies over here. It is extremely important that we dodge every single enemy. And after that, we made it to the first boss fight, which is called Moss Mother, which is the easiest boss fight in the entire game. Now, you guys know Moss Mother is the easiest boss ever. I can defeat her while cursed, blindfolded, I can't heal, I can't get hit, and my controls are backwards. I can't even hear the audio too. I can definitely beat it all.
Stop it.
But anyways, we just dodge her attack. She usually does this down swipe thing where she swoops in, and then she makes rocks fall from above. She also makes little bugs fall. That can get a little bit of hectic when there's like two at the same time, and you have to dodge all of them, including the Moss Mother itself. But obviously, if you just dodge all of them, and if you're Swift the official like me, you can get through them easily. After that, after we dodge all the attacks and dodge all the little bugs, we landed the last and final hit where Moss Mother starts screaming. And we actually failed the challenge here, because we got hit a lot. After that, we ascended up here from the Moss Mother boss fight, and we entered Bone Bottom. This area is just full of skulls, more parkour. Basically, just little skull triumphs everywhere trying to attack you. We made it to the first wave of enemies. Now this one, it can be a little bit difficult since it is a no-hit run, but basically these two bugs that fly just come at you. These are the ones that can be a little bit hard. Any other enemy though, like the skull triumph, isn't really that difficult. Obviously we just keep down striking on them. This part can get a little hectic though, because there is a lot of bugs, and the jumps here are a little bit harder than before. But basically we entered Moss Home, where we have one objective in this area, and these bugs that shoot out green stuff are extremely annoying. But after that, we made it to this section over here, which we binded and learned the Silk Spear. And then now we're gonna take on the second boss fight called Bellbeast. Bellbeast is this huge bug wrapped in bells and hard bone that lives in the marrow. She spends most of the fight coming out of the ground or the walls, and you'll see dust or a rumble before she bursts up. First, she'll charge across the floor, showing her body low and fast, and then you've got to avoid the dust trail and the crash at the end. Then she leaps into the air and comes down hard at the far end of the room when she lands. Now, I was dodging over here, and when she came up, it was too late for me to go. I had no room, so yeah, I got hit, man.
It is what it is.
Now, when we obviously made it back to the Bellbeast this time, since it was a little bit of easy run because it was just right there, we landed the last upon her where she started screaming. Then we went Super Saiyan and entered like the Silk Web thing. This happens every single time we defeat a boss that's related to Silk. And then we entered the Great Deep Docks area. This area is just full of lava, full of more parkour, and full of enemies that you have to dodge. Then we went into like halfway of the Farfields area, still in the Deep Docks, and we made it to our second wave of enemies. This one is a lot harder than the first one, but still it's not too difficult. All it is, and these little bugs come out, and I'm gonna find every single one of these bugs, man.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Okay, me dying at Bellbeast was pretty funny, I'm gonna be honest. But me dying here as well was
Tripping, bro.
obviously we made it to this section over here, which we bind, and then we went back to the Deep Docks, and we're gonna crack Lace. Finally, I can get to crack Lace. Now, me fighting Lace in the no-hit run, I think I mastered her skills pretty much. She does these like two strike things, and then she dashes forward, and then she dashes diagonally when she jumps up and swoops down. I think I mastered her. I think I can defeat it. I've defeated her.
How good?
Okay, I do not know what is wrong with me right now. I have been able to defeat Lace back to back without getting hit like 5 times in a row before, but as soon as I start recording, it's like, nah, bro, you're getting cracked today. I was doing the crack, but basically after we dodge all of Lace's moves and we come back from the dead, we finally defeated her, and then we entered Farfield. This is the big green grass area of the map where we have one objective, and that is to talk to this dude over here, where we promise him a wish, and then we achieve the Drifter's Cloak. So we talk to him, we promise him a wish where we have to get 25 spine core, and we have to hunt it in the Farfields area. After we get 25 spine core, we receive the Drifter's Cloak, where we glide down, and now we're about to take down this bad boy. Now, fourth course is this big boss hiding in the Farfields area where we have to defeat him without getting hit. He usually does his few moves where he slams down and then he swipes his hands across, and after you give him enough hits, he starts throwing down fireballs that can be a little bit hard to dodge unless you're me. Why is nobody clapping? The boss jumps from one side of the room to the other, slamming down hard enough to send dust and rocks flying. You can see its body glow a little bit before it attacks, and that's your only warning before it hits again. Sometimes it stops in the air and you think it's done, but when it drops straight down, the whole room shakes again. It's loud, it's wild, and every move feels like it could break the arena apart. But at the end, a huge rock falls on its head and he starts screaming out of his eyes. Yeah, boy. After that, we went into the warm ways area where we have to do a parkour, and since we have a swip step, we can get through this area very easily and we can actually enter Shellwood. Shellwood is just a whole lot of more parkour with a lot of water in the area. But basically, we just keep going up, dodging these little enemies, these little flower enemies that try to hit you. But then the flower enemy actually becomes our friend right here. We drag them over here so we can do the jump technique, so we can actually skip the Sister Spencer boss fight and go straight to this section over here, which we use and learn the cling grip. Now I'm able to wall climb on walls, and then from the Shellwood area we enter like the Bellheart tunnel where we actually can go through over here and fight Widow the boss fight. Yeah, I got clapped. I didn't even get to finish what I was gonna say. I did not expect Widow drops down quiet, but the second she lands, the whole place feels heavy. She moves fast, swinging from her threads like she's gliding more than walking. Bells hang from above the arena, and when she yanks one, it slams the floor hard enough to make you back off. Sometimes she throws more than once, so the floor fills up quick and you're jumping just to find a safe spot. Every time she disappears, you can feel it before she comes back. The air shifts, the sound changes, then she's right there, dropping from above or coming in from the side. Now, even though I did get hit on Widow a lot, I did not expect to get hit that fast. I was able to beat Widow a few times without getting hit before, but this run shocked me the most. Obviously, we entered like this silk web thing after we defeated Widow, then we rested at this bench like a boss over here, and then we finally entered Greymore. This is like the dead gray area. Everyone is depressed here, everyone is miserable, they're tired of working in the 9-to-5s, they're tired of being in the rat race, they want to escape them. Shut the fuck. But basically, I have one objective in this Greymore area, and that is to make it over here, which we binded all this thing and learn the best crest in the game in my opinion. Then my boy John Marston over here sharpened my needle so we can defeat people a lot faster. Then we enter like the mist area where we have to find 3 singing birds a couple of times. I'm gonna save you guys the lecture. I really am. I'm so
Friend Brent Rambo.
And after I made it back, I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember Phantom being this difficult. I died again? No, I'm gonna be honest, me dying on Phantom once was pretty funny. But me dying on Phantom again and over, that's not funny anymore. I took a shower break, obviously, and yes, I do take showers. And we finally made it back to Phantom boss play, and this time, I'm not letting anything slide. I'm not affiliated, please. The fight starts and he just shows out fast, no warning, jumps out and starts throwing the long pin all over the place. He slides across the floor like he owns it and you barely even get time to move. He does his dash after the pin and it keeps catching you off guard. I got hit before and just tried to jump too early and boom, it clipped me. But then later after I came back, he started moving faster and throws the pin again, but this time I learned my mistake and dodge over it. The room is full of smoke, steam, noise, and he keeps vanishing and showing up somewhere else. You're trying to guess where he'll pop up next, but every time you think you've got it, he's already on you and it feels like he's just testing how long you can stay calm. And after we defeated him, we learned the parry technique, and this is going to be very useful in this challenge. Obviously, since we can't get hit, we can just parry everything, but keep in mind that we have a limited of silk usage. But basically, we entered Coil Chambers area where we finally entered Act 2. This area is just big and a lot of parkour. We rested at this bench over here, then we also obtained the white key that I'm gonna need for the white elevator. We went across this pathway over here, and now we're gonna fight the Cogwork dancers.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
The Cogwork dancers fight hits you with 2 of them moving together at first, and right away the white lines appear on the floor and walls showing where they'll dash. They glide across those lines, and when they land, they slash out in big arcs, and you're watching the lines as much as you're watching the bugs. One of their attacks has them meet in the middle and do a full burst of blades around them, and each time that happens, you know you gotta pick a safe spot because the hits covered a lot of ground. As the fight goes on, they speed up, the lines get more frequent, and the pauses between attacks shrink, so the pressure rises hard. At one point, one of the dancers falls, and you're left with the other one alone, so it's even slower. But then I finally landed the last and 2 final hits where we defeated them. We used the white key that I obtained from earlier to go down in the white ward elevator, and then we entered the white ward area / underworks where we have to do more parkour, dodging these enemies that try to stop us, and our goal here is to basically obtain the claw line ability where we can zip through strings. And after we made it to this section over here, which we binded, and we finally made it to the claw line section. And then after we finally claimed the claw line, now we're able to enter High Hole's area. High Hole's area is all about claw line actually. It's just more parkour, more claw line. I use my craft bundle here to get the best tool in the entire game in my opinion, which is called the Cogfly, and then we finally entered the hardest wave of enemies ever. Now I went into this one with a lot more confidence as before because I studied this wave of enemies a lot more. Like I studied this over and over and over again during my prep, and then we actually used a parry attack and then we died.
Dear Bruce,
and we ended up making it back into the high halls area. Again, in this room is just full of more bugs, and the reason why I have to come here is to get the conductor's melody. I also got my
Are you serious right now, bro?
Now at this point, I got hit over and over and over in this challenge. I was ready to just like give it up. I was like, I'm gonna try this one more time, and if I don't do it, I'm done with this challenge. I'll try it a few days later. And then I ended up making it back over here after obtaining all the stuff that I need. And with the power of friendship and hard work, we finally obtained the conductor's melody, which is 1 out of 3 melodies that I needed. And then we went back to Whispering Vaults over here, where we had to fight another wave of enemies. This one is slightly easier than the one in the high halls, but it's still pretty difficult. At the end, a spider comes here, but I defeated him obviously. And then we do more parkour in the Whispering Vaults area, just dodging all these enemies, making sure not to get hit everywhere so I don't restart the entire run. And then we made our way across over here to fight the troio dude, the firework guy. Troio bursts into the fight by creating a tornadic burst that sweeps across the floor, then he tosses bombs that land and explode in patterns you see coming by smoke trail. He also leaps into the air and fires off a crack of light, and while you're still reaching, he's ready with another bomb or trap underfoot. The whole stage gets messy quick, smoke everywhere, bombs dropping, his body zooming over your head, and you have to read each tell. After the troio fight, I also claimed the sacred cylinder. Then we went to the cone guy over here and sang our song, and we learned the Vaultkeeper's melody. Then we entered Cogwork core, and aka the Path of Pain. You guys know everything here needs to be perfect, and especially since we're doing a no hit run, I cannot get hit once. But after we made it to the top, we do this music puzzle thing where we sit on top of it and then sing our song one more time and learn the Architect's melody. Then we go back to the Cogwork Dancers boss fight, and we go up the elevator. Now we're about to crack Lace.
Let's do it.
Now Lace's second fight is a lot harder than the first one, as she's more quicker, she's more aggressive, and she has more moves, and she's also a lot stronger. I made my headset even more broken than before. I didn't even know that was possible. Now after getting hit at the Lace fight, I gave up the challenges for like a week. I was just so tired. I was so done with this challenge. I wanted to quit it so bad. I kept going, I kept getting all the items, and I told myself, let me try this a couple more times. We're probably gonna fail, but as long as I can make it past Lace, I know Grandmother Silk will be easy because I've beaten her without getting hit before. We finally got through all the stuff that I needed to do. We defeated all the bosses, and now we're gonna crack Lace, guys. We're almost at the end. She starts off with those fast dashes and triple slashes, stepping forward and slicing with her pin 3 times in a row. Then she transitions to an uppercut and dive attack. She hits you from below with 2 slashes up, pauses in the air for a split second, then shoots down in a diagonal dive right towards you. After that, she throws in a parry move, raising her pin and blocking, and if you hit her too early, she counters quick with a flurry of strikes. As the fight goes on, she changes more attacks without letting you catch your breath, dashes into dives and quickly into the same triple slashes. After we defeated her, we spoke to her. She basically said, I'm the chosen one, and then we entered like the final silk web thing. Then we finally enter the crowd where we do more wall jumps and parkour. We went across this bridge, and now we're gonna challenge the final boss of this run. Guys, I need all your energy. Climbing into the crowd, I worked my way past everything to reach Grandmother Silk, and the moment the fight started, I felt the weight of the challenge. She floats above the arena with 6 blades circling her, moving like she owns the place. And each attack comes faster than you expect. She slashes across the floor while I notice that the blades drop from above, and right after she does a claw swipe that makes the floor feel alive with danger. Silk lines crawl across the ground like webs. Stepping in the wrong place even for a second could end everything. She drags stones from the ceiling and spears erupt through the floor, making the whole arena feel packed and tight, and when she pauses, it's only for a tiny moment, and that's when you can land hits before she resumes, sending another chain of attacks from different angles. I dodged everything, every slash, every drop, every line across the floor, and I had to read her moves, timing each strike perfectly. The way she mixes the blades, the claws, and the silk lines makes you feel like you're chasing her rhythm and never stopping for even a second. And after all that work, we finally got to the end of the fight, and this was my reaction. Yes! 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 Yeah! I nearly threw my controller to the wall because of how excited I was. Finally, we made it to the end where we binded, and we stuck our needle inside her multiple times, and it felt so good knowing I completed the challenge. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers on the channel. The past month, the channel has been growing like crazy. I just want to say thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. I dedicated my life to YouTube, and I will never stop. This is my passion. I love to do it. I do it every single day, all day. You guys made my entire year, and I'll see you guys in the next one. We're over to 10 million subscribers.